case you are going through a breakup or a separation, I am sending you a lot of love, a lot of support, a lot of healing in your heart, to tell you that it's okay. Maybe it's happening for the best. Try to stay positive. What happens to a spirit baby after a breakup, a separation, a divorce? Well, it all depends. Elements in our lives are ever changing. And when I started channeling, I was overwhelmed with all the questions and all the scenarios that I had in mind. And I was always brought back to something that I teach in my Spirit Baby Communication course, which is the difference between destiny and free will. And within the destiny, there are two types of scenarios. One where you have the same life script as your partner, meaning that a lot of other elements can be changed in your life, but the partner that you will be with, almost like your soulmate, is only one. So whatever is going to happen, you will be with that person and you will have the souls connected to both of you. Now, the second scenario is that your life script offers different types of life partners, different qualities also of life partners, by the way, from the lowest vibration to the highest vibration. And based on where you're at and the partner that you choose, then the spirit babies might be different because of your partner. So knowing what is your life script and do you have one soulmate or do you have several options, that is quite difficult to know in advance. And what happens is, as I said earlier, things are ever changing. So even if you're meant to have and meet your soulmate, sometimes you're going to have different partners before that. What happens then? There are several options. Either you will always see the same spirit babies and they'll stay with you even if you change partners. Or you will see your spirit babies and maybe also the spirit babies that are attached to your partner. When it comes to the other option of having several potential soulmates available for you, then that's when things are different. So as long as you change partners again, you may see different souls. But once you are with that partner, then the spirit babies that you have will be revealed. So it's a bit complex. I know that some of you like to have straight and forward answers. When I was channeling, I even asked them, okay, what happens to women who decide to have a baby on their own? So they don't have a partner, but they're gonna go through a sperm bank and they're gonna do the whole process. So how does that work? Do they have their spirit babies since the beginning? Does it change every time they have a new partner and then in the end they decide to do it on their own? Even gay couples, for instance, they need to go through a sperm bank. The sperm still comes from another human being and their souls attached to this. It's very interesting. I had a case with a young woman who was going through insemination and she had all her embryos. And when we did the reading, for some reason, it came through that she was not going to have any of those children, but it would come from another donor. But that's all we had. That's the only information that we had at that time. She did try have the embryos and it all went into miscarriages. She came back at some point once they were all finished and we did another reading. And this time we got additional information and it was saying that the destiny of the donor had changed. This woman wanted a donor that could meet her children when they were in age of understanding and willing, if they wanted to have a relationship with the biological father. And the message was that the destiny of that man had changed, that most likely he would pass on earlier than expected, so her children would not be able to have a relationship with the dad, thus not happening anymore. And she did find a new donor. She's now pregnant and we're crossing fingers and I hope that She gets her beautiful angels with her. But this is what I'm saying, is that whether you are in a relationship, whether you are single, whether you're gonna stay with that person, change, ask for donors, things are continuously evolving. So even if you do a reading, whether it's with me or someone else, what we see, sometimes it's extremely clear and we get a lot of information. Sometimes it's blurry. You're not meant to know. You're not meant to have all the answers. There's some things that you need to figure out. And sometimes what we see is what's going on based on your vibration at the moment. So yes, things can change, things can evolve. So when you go through a breakup, your spirit babies can change. Imagine that you are with a partner and you have your spirit babies. This also can happen, by the way, in a relationship where you're meant to clear some kind of karmic baggage, or you have a soul contract with your spirit babies and they're maybe one or two. And then your partner has other contracts with other souls. So he has to have his child. So when you get together from one or two, it becomes three or four. Or that's how joint families also come together. So there are lots of parameters. It's very interesting. And don't feel sad, don't feel bad, don't feel hurt, because again, you don't know if what you are going to step in was for your highest and best interest. So accept, I've noticed something in life in general, with conception, with delivery, it's all about letting go and accepting what is happening. When you do that, life becomes more fluid, more easy. When there's less resistance, you're in a better state. There's less stress, and you most likely shine. You most likely attract to you what you're experiencing. So if you are empowered, if you are accepting, letting go, and flowing with what life has to offer, you will most likely get a lot of abundance from it. So try to shift that and reflect on it, but don't get too attached to what was going on when you were in that relationship. It's okay if things change. It's okay if some souls are not going to stick. By the way, we are talking about separations, but even in a relationship or a marriage with someone, the choices, the lifestyle, what you do can also affect the order in which the souls are going to come. It can also change that the fact that a soul is not meant to come in your family anymore. That's why either you don't even get pregnant, you can get chemical pregnancies, you can get miscarriages, and that soul may never come again, or it will come back somehow later in your life. But it's never completely in our hands. So accept that, follow what's happening, connect with them. Whatever the souls are coming into your life, anyway, they're there to teach you something, to bring you something. So communicate with them, build a relationship, but also be okay if there are changes. Be adaptable, be flexible, okay? So I wish you all the best and lots of love. Bye.